VoC, The Beasts of Burden, is the third premium chapter in the Voice of Cards series, and I got to say, I really enjoyed this one more than the other two. Gameplay wise, unfortunately, the game plays a lot like the other two previous games. However, there is some actual differences this time around, just enough to give it a bit of a fresher feel. For one, there is a female protagonist for once, and the people in the starting town are all new character models, which is also nice for a change. Also, the landscape is very different than the other two games, but the biggest change was in the combat itself. In this game, you can actually have a chance to capture the monsters you combat, even bosses, and use them as your skill cards. I thought that was really cool. There's so many varied skills available from different monsters to keep the combat very fresh and exciting. However, when I got to the first town outside of the starting town, the townspeople, for the most part, were all the same average character models we've seen before, which was a shame. You'd think that since this location seems very different, they would have at least had a complete set of new villagers and character designs. I did like how your main character does get a new outfit, which changes the art design in the early stages of the game though. Another cool feature was in the dungeons. You'll find several minecarts in the dungeons, which will speed up your travel. I don't know if all the dungeons are like that, but it made traversing the dungeon a lot more interesting and unique. Also, this time around, the game master narrator is a female voice, while the last two were male voices. I think this narrator is by far my favorite one. They were funny, had nice dialogue that wasn't part of the conversation, and it was just overall a much better experience than the last two games. I honestly didn't want to stop playing, but of course I have to make this review. Visually, I absolutely love the new character designs for the main character and the mysterious boy who joined your party. This new Subterran character story is really interesting, and I love how they are wanted by those in power due to how the Subterrans have the power to capture monsters and use them in combat. The story is also a lot darker, with a lot of deaths in the early stages and talks of revenge. It's just such an interesting story. The art style is as gorgeous as ever, and while the regurgitation of repeat models in towns is disappointing, the main characters and characters of interest, however, are unique and still have fascinating art styles. I absolutely adore the character art in this game. It's very top tier in the quality department. Overall, I'd say that VoC, The Beasts of Burden, is my favorite story in the series so far, with enough changes to give the game enough new feeling to it that it actually made me very happy to play it. I was complaining in the last game review that too much felt the same, but at least in this one, they made enough changes to give the game a fresh feeling, at least for the most part. I highly recommend VoC, The Beasts of Burden, and I think you can play this as a standalone game. I haven't seen any references to the old games. I think each game can be played as a standalone game actually, but I highly recommend this one. It's by far my favorite so far. So there you have it. That's my first impression on VoC, The Beasts of Burden. Thank you for watching. I'm Sorensen. Have a fantastic day. Please drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed my content, and hit that bell icon to stay up to date on all my upcoming videos. And if you're watching this on TapTap.io or on the TapTap app, I hope you consider following my profile as well. Bye bye!